Hello, everyone, and welcome to You've Retired, Now What? I'm here to help you navigate through these waters of deciding what's the rest of my life going to look like? What's my next phase going to look like? What have I not done that I wanted to do? I'm your host, Michael Kiffmeyer, and each week on this podcast, I give you tips and tricks, processes, and methodologies that can help you through your thought process. So we got a whole lot to talk about. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone, and I have some questions for you. Number one, do you live the kind of lifestyle that you dreamed of while you were working in your retirement years? Do you have an actual plan for exactly what it is you're going to do and how you're going to do it? Did you write these things down with a timeline that I'm going to accomplish something on this and this date? A great example of that is I want to lose 25 pounds by the end of October. That is a mission statement or a vision statement. The mission statement is how are you going to accomplish it? It's the task you're going to do step by step. One last question I have for you. Do you have a fixed or a growth mindset? A fixed mindset basically tells you that, this is as good as it gets. This is how I am and I can't do anything else. A growth mindset, you're a flexible human being. You're open to what you're going to do next. And if somebody shows you a better way, you want to embrace it. I'm Michael Kiffmeyer. I'm a life coach focusing on helping retirees live their best possible life that they want. And there's some steps that you can take that you can assure yourself you're at least on the right path. There's no magic formula. Everybody has their own way they're going to go about things. But if you have a plan and you have a blueprint to get moving to the next step, it will help you immensely. So the first thing you need to do is you need to write out a vision plan. I want to do this, and this by this time. I want to live my life this way, etc., and whatever else that entails. So you also need a mission statement. Just like when you worked, a mission statement is, here's our vision, here's how we're going to do it. So it's these little steps that you're going to take. You need to hold yourself accountable. And, I hope inside of this community that you will learn that you can depend on others that might be in the same boat you are, and you can help each other. I want you to, why is this so important? This is so important because many people, they just drift. And for those of you who have retired, I think you're going to probably agree with the statement that I'm going to make. You wonder how did I have all that time to work? I'm too busy doing what I'm doing on a daily basis. Or maybe you have isolated yourself and you think you don't have any friends, nobody calls you anymore, and you slide into a deep depression. You don't want to do that. You want to get up and have a plan each and every day. You need a reason to get up out of that bed every morning. You need a reason why you need to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And those reasons are, they're detrimental if you don't, to your health and your mindset. Mindset's a big thing. Mindset is what we believe. If you tell yourself you can't do something, by golly, you're not going to be able to do it. But if you tell yourself, I'm going to go for this, and I might fall short, but I'm just going to, if I fall down, I'm just going to pick myself back up, and I'm going to go again. Probably the third thing you need to take care of, you need to take care of your health, both your mental health and your physical health. After we get to 50, 60 years old, things start to go wrong with the body. I don't care how much you exercise. It's just a fact of nature. But you can do a lot by exercising on a regular basis, by reading for your mental acuity, and by learning new things. I'd encourage you to be a lifelong learner. I know everybody's not like me. I've been an educator the majority of my life. And I enjoy reading, I enjoy learning new things. I find at this stage of my life, it keeps me sharp. I'm on top of it. I don't let I don't know anything about that. I've never been satisfied with that answer. I don't know anything about that. Well, why don't you research? I mean, my gosh, we have the whole internet. What's stopping you from learning something new? And you say, well, and I hear this a lot from my client, I'm too old. I say no. I was 38 years old before I ever seriously touched a computer. I had a background in education. I was in the fashion world for a while. And all of a sudden I saw something happening, and I said, you know what? You better get on this bandwagon. You're going to be lost. And that's exactly what I did. In my case, while I was working as a recruiter, I had one of my clients ask me if I'd ever sold computers. I didn't know the first thing, except type in my resume. But I went to all the schools and sold hardware and software, and that led me to marry education with technology, and I was off and running. I always liked cool things, and I thought this was cool. But more importantly, it was a wonderful way to learn. People learn when they see, hear, and do. Just dictating something to somebody, people don't retain that. But if they're in a immersive learning environment, that they can do, and that keeps their attention, and they seem to learn more on a regular basis. So I don't care if when I talk about exercise, I don't care if it's just taking a walk. Maybe you do yoga. Maybe you like to do what I do, which is crazy sometimes. I still go to the gym. Don't try to lift all the weight in the world right now, but it's just it's a habit that I've had for the majority of my life. So one of the other things that I said that you need to do, if you don't have it already, you need to create a daily routine, and you need to keep a journal to write down exactly what you're going to accomplish today. Be grateful every morning that you wake up, that you have this wonderful life, and now that you're retired, you can do what you want. The only person you have to answer to is you, your significant other. You don't have to do what everybody else tells you to do. I can recall when I was growing up, it was imperative that you go to college. And I had the need to do it, but I didn't have the background. But I fought hard and got through college, and it led me to, doing what I'm doing today. And that is, my mission is to help educate and help those that are stuck. And what do I mean by stuck? When I was a recruiter, I learned that people would come in and they had just lost their job, and they were just frazzled. They didn't know what to do, especially in the automobile industry. They told me, my grandfather worked at this plant, my dad did, and now all of a sudden I'm gone? Yes, life changes, okay? Much more has been automated. The major automobile manufacturers shifted a lot of their plants to the south because it was more cost productive to do business that way. And they had a couple choices. They either found a new career, move, or sit around and feel sorry for themselves. And you don't want to sit around and feel sorry for yourself. When you worked, you had a routine, you knew your identity, and you knew exactly what was expected of you from day to day. Now you got to do it within. And I know that's difficult, but if you keep listening to this podcast, I have processes and methodologies that I believe that it will help you get out of your own mind, and that's what we do, don't we? We get inside of our own mind. Those 8 inches between our ears, we sometimes I like to call it train wrecks, or I think it was Tao that called it monkey brain. That's when you have all these thoughts going on in your head, and you're just trying to focus, and you look around, and 2 hours is gone, and you're saying, where did the time go? Well, I'll tell you where it went. You were procrastinating. You don't mean to, but you are actually mentally paralyzing yourself by not taking a few steps forward. It's not bad to try and then fail. Matter of fact, I think you learn more about failing. You know what not to do the next time. Think back about Thomas Edison. He had 10,000 experiments until he got the light bulb down and working well. Somebody said to him, well, you failed 10,000 times. He goes, no, I just didn't have the right answer. I did 10,000 experiments. And that's the mindset I'd encourage you all to have. You got to be positive. So let's visit another point that you need to be careful that you don't become a social isolationist. People have a tendency to get within themselves. When you worked, you had friends, you had colleagues, you had people you interacted with, and it made you feel full. Now that's changed. Many of those people are still your friends, but they're working now. You're not. And one of the greatest tools you can use is your phone, your computer, and get on social networks. Well, I don't want to do that. I want to tell you something. Have met over the past several years so many great people from all walks of land that I talk with, I meet with, and it keeps me involved. We weren't meant to be alone in this world. We were meant to work with other people. And when I mean work, I mean interact with other people. So if you have a church group, a book club, maybe even a wine club, maybe you like to knit, maybe you like to work on old cars, I don't know. But this is all a form of interaction, and it will fill your heart and make you feel really great about yourself that you're not missing out. So you need to stay connected. You need to stay connected. You heard me say before that I'd say probably step number 7 is you need to become a lifelong learner. Things change so quickly. Look at what you've seen in your lifetime. When's the last time you've seen a photo booth? When's the last time you have taken your photos to go get them processed? How about that elevator operator that used to run the elevators up and down those big towers that you may have worked in? Well, they're gone too. And so many jobs have been eliminated. Most recently, the past 2 years, artificial intelligence has made its way to the surface. And I got to share with you, many of you may not be as technologically savvy as I am, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to sit down, have a basic idea, and then ask ChatGPT a few things, and voila, it'll pull all this information in a matter of seconds, and you'll have it at your fingertips. Now, you don't use this to plagiarize, but you use it to make something your own. And it's kind of like having your own personal assistant. Artificial intelligence is already on automobile lines. It's in many of the logistic companies already. So, and the whole thing is when you're in business, you want to do something that's more cost efficient, moves faster, and helps you eliminate some of the workers. I know you think that's terrible, but if you owned a company, if you could do more with less, wouldn't you do it? And that's not trying to be cruel. It's up to those individuals to kind of readjust their mindset. There's no reason why you can't go to a community college in your area and monitor a class. Most of them will let you do it, and they won't charge you for it as well. And you could learn something. You could learn something new. I think that's the greatest thing in the world. I grew up in a little town, and I'll tell you, When I went to college, I got exposed to more than I ever could dream of. I didn't know you could do jobs like this. But that's what I'm telling you about turning over new leaves. You need to create the new you. What's that mean? Well, that means you don't have to hold on to what you used to do. I used to do this and I used to do that. Yep, and congratulations, that was great. But that's not you today. Today, you need to redefine yourself. And it's going to take a little work, but I know you can do it. And I want you to work at it. And I will help any way I can. Hey guys, real quick, if you've been struggling to answer the question, now what, after you've retired, I'd like to invite each and every one of you to my free Now What challenge that can help you reignite your spark, give yourself a sense of direction, try to decide exactly what it is you want to do in this next phase of your life. People are very smart and they get worn out. I know that. But eventually they know they got to do something more. And you need a purpose to get up and out of that bed each and every morning. I have tools, processes, and methodologies that I'm going to share with you in this challenge that I believe will help you clear your mind and decide exactly what you're going to do in this next phase of your life. Probably the other thing, and this is what all of us has dreamed of when we retired, probably step number 8 is you need to plan for fun and travel. You need to have fun. You know, retirement, you're supposed to be able to step back, and travel. I was with a group of friends today at lunch, and most of them are 100% retired. And they travel, but they take time out for their grandkids and whatever else. Now, all my friends, we've been lifelong friends. I mean, from grade school until we graduated from college to today. And you need to nurture these friendships, okay? You need to nurture your relationship with your family. For so many years, you weren't there because you were working. And you did what you could, the best you could. Now you got time. Now you got time to devote to different individuals, and hold on to friends, devote time to your significant other, devote time to your children, because we only live one life, and everybody knows that 18 or 19 years goes real quick when you're raising a child, and then they're going to be gone. So you need to hold on to these precious moments now. And here's the other thing that is probably the hardest thing for people to do. I got a background helping major organizations and companies all over the world teach their people, teach their distributors, anybody they wanted to have intellectual capital, and helping them find ways. And the hardest thing I've ever had to teach is change and change management. People don't want to change. They want to do it the way they've always done it. And they want to keep doing it that way. So I want you to remember when I said earlier in this podcast, the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. Fixed mindset, just say, well, this is as good as it gets. It's not going to get any better. And this is just the kind of life I have to adjust to. No, you don't. You got more to give. I'll guarantee you. If you're in my age group, the baby boomers, we're not ready to roll over. We're not ready to sit on the porch like our parents did 40 years and 50 years ago, or our grandparents. We got more to do in this life, and we've always been that way. And why can't you do it? Grandma Moses didn't paint until she was well in her 80s. Colonel Sanders didn't get Kentucky Fried Chicken put across until he was 65 years old. He had tried 20 years. If you have a dream, don't give it up, and keep working towards it, and you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. And along with that, don't tie yourself back to what you used to do. Why don't you try something brand new? You got a passion for something. Let's say you like to fish. Maybe you want to turn that hobby into a way to make some extra cash, or maybe it's just something you enjoy doing. A lot of people after they retire, they get a lot of satisfaction out of mentoring others. All that intellectual capital you have in your mind and all that work experience, that's valuable. You could harness that and help volunteer and help others as well. And I encourage you to do that because you need to be fulfilled each and every day. And if you're going to live another 25 to 30 years past retirement age of 65, that's what social scientists and doctors tell us. That's a long time to just not have something that gets you up and each and every day. The final step is you need to reflect and adjust regularly. And what I mean by that is remember what you did. Remember what you did all those working years and ask yourself, does it fit my needs now? You need to have your values match your interest. And if it doesn't, if you start something and the interest doesn't match your values, then it's not going to last very long. So I have some exercises that I can help you kind of map that out in a little bit. So here's some key points we went after, that we went over today. Number one, we said you got to have a vision. Along with that vision, you got to have a mission. Here's what I want to do. Here's how I'm going to do it. Number three, you need to have a growth mindset. You got to be open. You got, well, I don't know anything about that. Who cares? You got all the time in the world right now to work it out. And isn't it better to wake up each and every morning with a full heart and get excited about something than it is to go in and just turn the television on? 33% of people that retired are unhappy. And they're unhappy because they've lost their sense of purpose. What we're doing here in this podcast, in this community, we're trying to help you discover your sense of purpose. If you are lost and say, Michael, I have no idea what I want to do, that's fine. But why don't we, work towards helping you find that? You need to give yourself a call to action on your goals, whatever they may be. You don't have to say, I'm going to go work somewhere again for another 30 years. But whatever you're going to do, you got to have an action plan. People that sit and think on a constant basis, it's nothing more than disguised procrastination. And procrastination can paralyze you mentally. It can paralyze you physically. You need to get up, you need to move each and every day. And as I said, you want a reason to get up out of that bed. You want something to be excited about. I want to thank you for listening today. And I do this every week. Some weeks I do it twice a week. If you would like to go more in depth about some of the topics that I presented here, I'm going to share with you. I'm going to have a challenge. It's called the Now What Challenge, probably in about mid-October. And this challenge is 100% free to you. In this challenge, we're going to do things like help you discover what is your why. If you have a why is it? What are you going to do about it? And who you're all about. You've got great gifts, and you've had them tempered down. And I understand why. You had to work and make a living. You had to pay bills. You might have had a family to raise. And your needs and wants, they got put to the side. But now we have time. So in this Now What Challenge, we're going to go through discovering your values versus your interests. We're going to learn about SMART goals, and SMART goals need to be specific. They need to be measurable. They need to be achievable. Can't say you're going to the moon, but you can say, I'm going to write a book about this, this, and this. They need to be measurable. You need to be able to be able to measure them. And then you got to have a timeline put to them. Because if you just say, I'm going to do this, and then you look around, you're like my neighbor across the street who's got an old Ford Bronco. That's my retirement project. Well, the man's been retired for 3 years. Car has sat in the driveway for 10 years. And it might not be an automobile, but we do this with our own minds. And all of a sudden we look up and say, we say, why didn't I get that done, etc. It's because you procrastinated and you didn't take action. So the next episode, that I'm going to go a little more in depth in these topics. More importantly, if you have some topics you'd like to discuss or learn more about, please let me know. And if I don't have the answer, I'll find the answer. And some of the next episodes, I'm going to bring some expert guests on in different areas, and I want to answer your questions. My name is Michael Kiffmeyer. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, all the social channels, Instagram, Twitter, and reach out to me. And you also could, my email's up on my website. You can also send me an email and say, I'd like to sign up for this challenge. Again, it's 100% free. It's going to be an hour each day, and we're going to do it via Zoom, and I hope to see you there. One last thought. If you have friends, colleagues, or family that you think could benefit from this podcast, please invite them. And invite them, tell them about the challenge too. Because I'll guarantee you, your friends, family, and colleagues that are walking around about your age, they got some of these same FUDs too. And FUDs are fears, uncertainties, and doubts. People get scared when they retire because they had steady income, they think they planned right, and they don't know now if they have planned right. Who the heck knew we were going to have a recession like we do here in 2024? I thank you for listening, and please stay tuned. Hey, before we conclude this episode, I'd like each and every one of you to know that your thoughts, your dreams, and what you would like to get out of this podcast is valuable to me. My whole goal and my mission is to serve you like I have served others. For years, I had taught major corporations how to use learning as a competitive advantage. I want to do the same for you. So please leave your notes or reach out to me. And I want to gear this podcast towards your wants and needs and help you as much as I can. Again, this is Michael Kiffmeyer, and you've listened to You've Retired, Now What? I want to thank each and every one of you for listening.